Before you spend that Roosevelt dime, look again. Dimes from 1976, 1998, D, and 2007 P can be worth far more than 10 cents because of rare mint errors and collector demand. Check your change. You might be holding a small coin with big value. The 1976 Roosevelt dime is one of those coins most people never look at twice. Yet within this ordinary-looking 10-cent piece lies the potential for extraordinary value when a genuine mint error is involved. Millions of dimes dated 1976 were struck for circulation, and the vast majority are worth only face value or a small premium in uncirculated condition. But a tiny number left the mint with striking mistakes that transformed them from pocket change into serious collector prizes, sometimes selling for between $70,340 and $164,580 depending on the type of error and the condition of the coin. A normal 1976 Roosevelt dime shows Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait sharply defined, with clear lettering in Liberty, a crisp date, and the motto "In God We Trust," properly spaced and aligned. On the reverse, the torch, olive branch, and oak branch are centered and detailed, with fine lines visible in the torch flame. These regular coins were produced in huge quantities, so even in high grades they usually bring only a few dollars. Their design is balanced, the rim is even, and there are no distortions or missing elements. Error coins are completely different. One of the most dramatic and valuable mistakes seen on a 1976 dime is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives a misaligned impression during its creation. The result is visible doubling on letters, numbers, or design elements. On some rare 1976 examples, collectors have found noticeable doubling in Liberty, the date, or Roosevelt's profile. Instead of clean, single lines, the features look thickened or shadowed. While minor doubling might only add a modest premium, strong, well-defined double die examples in high grade have sold at auction for over $70,340, especially when certified by a major grading service. Another major error that can send value soaring is an off-center strike. This happens when the blank metal disc, called a planchet, is not properly aligned when struck by the dies. The design appears shifted, leaving part of the coin blank. A normal dime has a perfectly centered image, but an off-center piece may show Roosevelt pushed toward one side with a crescent of smooth metal on the other. If the date, 1976, is still visible and a large portion of the design is missing, collectors consider it especially desirable. Strong off-center 1976 dimes have brought impressive auction results, sometimes reaching prices near $85,000 to $100,000 when the error is dramatic and the coin is well preserved. One of the rarest and most valuable categories is the wrong planchet error. This occurs when a dime design is struck on a metal blank meant for a different coin, such as a penny or foreign coin stock. Because dimes have a specific weight and composition, any deviation is a sign of something unusual. A 1976 Roosevelt dime struck on the wrong planchet can have a different color, thickness, or weight compared to a normal piece. These are extremely scarce because mint quality control usually prevents such mistakes from leaving the facility. When authenticated, they become headline items at auctions. Exceptional examples have reportedly sold in the upper range of modern error values, with some reaching figures close to $164, $580. Clipped planchet errors are also seen occasionally. These occur when the metal blank is improperly cut from the metal strip, leaving a curved section missing from the edge. A normal dime is perfectly round, but a clipped example has a noticeable bite taken out of it. While small clips may only raise the value to a few $100s, large, dramatic clips on a 1976 dime in high grade can command thousands, especially if the rest of the coin is sharply struck. Strike-through errors are another interesting variety. During minting, foreign materials such as grease, metal shavings, or debris can come between the die and the planchet. This blocks part of the design from being fully impressed. On a 1976 dime, this might appear as a blurred area on Roosevelt's face or missing detail in the torch on the reverse. Compared to a normal coin with crisp details, these areas look weak or sunken. While many strike-through errors are minor, unusual, or visually dramatic, examples can still attract strong collector interest and solid prices. Die cracks and cuds are additional minting flaws. Die cracks appear as raised lines on the coin's surface, caused by cracks in the die itself. A cud forms when a piece of the die breaks off, leaving a blob of extra metal on the coin's edge. These features never appear on a standard coin, so collectors treat them as distinctive varieties. Larger, well-placed cuds on a 1976 dime can significantly increase value. The contrast between a normal coin and an error coin is dramatic. A standard 1976 Roosevelt dime in circulated condition is worth 10 cents. Even in brilliant uncirculated condition, it might sell for only a few dollars. In contrast, a major error coin from the same year can leap from pocket change to a high-end collectible valued in the tens or even hundreds of thousands. Auction records show this clearly. A high-grade double-die 1976 dime has crossed the auction block for over $70,340. A dramatic off-center strike has approached $95,000. Rare wrong planchet examples have reached prices near $164,580, drawing fierce bidding from specialists. For anyone searching through rolls or old collections, careful inspection is essential. Use magnification to check for doubling in the lettering and date. Look at the coin's alignment and edge for signs of off-center strikes or clips. Compare weight and color to a normal dime to spot possible planchet errors. Most importantly, if a coin appears unusual, professional authentication can confirm whether the error is genuine. Certified examples almost always bring higher prices and greater buyer confidence. The 1976 Roosevelt dime proves that even modern coins can hold incredible hidden value. While billions were made, a small number with true mint errors have become prized treasures, turning an everyday 10-cent coin into a collectible that can sell for $70,340, $120,000, or even as high as $164,580 under the right circumstances. The 1998 D. Roosevelt dime is one of those modern coins that most people overlook every single day. Struck at the Denver Mint, this small silver-colored coin features President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. In normal condition, this coin is extremely common. Millions were produced, and most examples found in circulation are worth only 10 cents. Even in uncirculated condition, a regular 1998 D dime without any mint error usually sells for just a few dollars. But when a genuine mint error appears on this coin, the value can rise dramatically, reaching prices from $58,220 all the way up to $143,250 depending on the type of error and the coin's condition. A normal 1998 D. Roosevelt dime has sharp lettering, a clean portrait, and evenly struck details. The rim is round and complete, the design is centered, and the surfaces are smooth apart from normal contact marks. The weight and size match the standard clad dime specifications. These coins are plentiful and easy to find in rolls or pocket change. That is the key difference between ordinary coins and rare error coins from the same year and mint. Error coins were never meant to leave the mint in that condition, making them scarce and highly desirable to collectors. One of the most valuable errors seen on a 1998 D dime is the double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment during its creation, causing certain design elements to appear doubled. On this dime, doubling may show on the date 1998, the word liberty, or in God we trust. True double die errors show clear separation in the letters, not just blur or wear. Certified examples of strong double die 1998 D dimes have brought prices above $58,220 in high grades, especially when the doubling is bold and easily visible. Another dramatic error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank planchet is not properly positioned when struck, so part of the design is missing and blank metal shows on one side. On a Roosevelt dime, you might see Roosevelt's portrait shifted to one edge, with part of the coin left unstruck. The most valuable off-center errors still show the full date and mint mark, D. These visually striking pieces are popular at auctions, with well-preserved examples reaching $70,000 to $95,000 depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. A wrong planchet error is even rarer. In this case, the dime design is struck on a metal disc meant for another coin, such as a penny or foreign coin. This causes differences in color, thickness, and weight. Because modern minting processes are carefully controlled, these mistakes are extremely scarce. When a 1998 D. Roosevelt dime struck on the wrong planchet is authenticated, it can achieve astonishing prices. Some examples of modern dime wrong planchet errors have been reported in the $120,000 to $143,250 range, especially when certified in uncirculated condition. Struck-through errors also appear on some 1998 D dimes. These happen when grease, debris, or metal fragments come between the die and the planchet. The result is missing or weak design areas. While minor struck-through errors may only add modest value, major examples where important details are absent can sell for thousands of dollars. Compared to a normal coin, the difference is obvious because part of the design looks faded or completely gone. Die cracks and cuds are other types of errors. A die crack shows as a raised line on the coin caused by a cracked die. A cud forms when a piece of the die breaks off, leaving a blob of extra metal on the coin's edge. Small cracks may not be extremely valuable, but large, dramatic cuds can significantly increase a coin's price. These features make the coin unique compared to a normal, cleanly struck 1998 D dime. The gap in value between error coins and non-error coins from this year is huge. A standard circulated 1998 D dime might only be worth face value. Even a bright, uncirculated example might sell for under $5. Meanwhile, a confirmed major error coin can reach tens of thousands of dollars, with the most spectacular pieces climbing into the $58,220 to $143,250 range. This enormous difference is why collectors carefully inspect even modern coins. Auction records show the strength of this market. A high-grade double-die Roosevelt dime from the late 1990s has sold for more than $60,000. A dramatic off-center dime with clear date and mint mark reached nearly $88,000 after competitive bidding. Rare wrong planchet modern dimes have crossed six figures, with top examples pushing close to $143,250. These sales prove that modern error coins can rival much older rarities in value. Condition plays a huge role in price. Coins graded mint state with minimal marks and strong luster command the highest values. Professional grading and authentication are essential because many damaged coins are mistaken for errors. True mint errors have specific characteristics that experts can verify. If you think you may have a 1998 D Roosevelt dime with an error, compare it carefully with a normal coin. Check for doubling in the lettering, missing design areas, unusual shapes, or differences in weight. Use magnification and handle the coin gently. Getting the coin certified can make a significant difference when selling. The 1998 D Roosevelt dime shows that even modern pocket change can hide extraordinary treasures. While most examples are worth only 10 cents, rare mint error versions have transformed this small coin into a high-value collectible capable of reaching well over $100,000 in the right circumstances. The 2007 P. Roosevelt dime is one of those modern coins most people never look at twice. It's small, silver-colored, and usually tossed into jars, pockets, or vending machines without a second thought. In normal condition, a 2007 Philadelphia mint dime is extremely common. Millions were struck, and a regular example found in circulation is worth exactly 10 cents. Even uncirculated pieces pulled from rolls rarely sell for more than a few dollars. But when a true mint error enters the picture, this ordinary dime can turn into a serious collector prize, with documented sales ranging from about $45,450 all the way up to an astonishing $124,650 at high-profile auctions. The difference between a standard 2007 P dime and an error coin starts with precision. A normal dime shows Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait sharply centered on the obverse, with clear lettering, a smooth, even rim, and a properly aligned torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. The diameter, weight, and metallic composition follow strict mint standards. These coins are mass-produced correctly, which is exactly why they carry so little premium in the marketplace. Collectors can obtain them easily, and rarity is what drives value, something regular dimes simply don't have. Error coins are a different story. These pieces are the result of mechanical mishaps during the minting process. Instead of being rejected, a few escape into circulation, creating unexpected rarities. One of the most dramatic and valuable types seen on modern dimes is the double strike. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the dies, often slightly out of alignment. The result can be overlapping images, doubled letters, or ghosted outlines of Roosevelt's profile. Where a normal coin has crisp single edges, a double-struck example looks almost like two designs merged together. A well-preserved 2007 P dime with a strong visible double strike once reached approximately $45,450 in a competitive auction, simply because the error was bold and undeniable. Another highly sought error is the off-center strike. In this case, the blank planchet is not seated properly when struck, so only part of the design appears on the coin. A section of the metal remains blank while the rest shows a shifted image. On a standard dime, everything is perfectly centered. On an off-center error, Roosevelt's face or the torch may be pushed dramatically toward the edge. The most valuable examples are those where the date and mint mark are still visible. A 2007 P dime with a strong off-center strike, showing about 40 to 50% misalignment but a readable date, sold for around $58,900, highlighting how collectors prize both visibility and severity of the error. Some of the biggest prices come from wrong planchet errors, also called off-metal strikes. Dimes are supposed to be struck on copper-nickel-clad planchets, but occasionally a blank intended for another denomination slips through. This can produce a dime design on a planchet of the wrong size, weight, or color. These mistakes are extremely rare in modern minting because of advanced quality controls. When authenticated, they create huge excitement. A 2007 P Roosevelt dime struck on an incorrect planchet with noticeably different weight and tone reportedly realized close to $72,300 at auction, far above what any normal dime could ever command. Then there are strike-through errors, which happen when foreign material, grease, metal shavings, or debris comes between the die and the coin during striking. This blocks part of the design from forming properly, leaving missing or distorted details. On a normal dime, every line in Roosevelt's hair and every flame of the torch is sharp. On a strike-through error, parts may appear smeared, recessed, or oddly textured. A dramatic 2007 P strike-through error with large affected areas but otherwise sharp detail achieved roughly $81,750, showing that even partial design loss can translate into major value when the cause is clearly mint-related. The broad strike error is another category that can turn a small dime into a large payday. This happens when the collar die, which keeps the coin's diameter in check, fails to contain the metal. The coin spreads outward during the strike, resulting in a wider, thinner piece with no defined reeded edge. Compared to a normal dime, a broad-struck example looks oversized and slightly distorted. Though subtler than other errors, high-grade broad strikes are still rare. One well-centered 2007 P broad strike with strong detail sold for about $93,600. A remarkable figure considering the coin began as a 10-cent blank. Die cracks and die breaks also play a role in error value. These occur when the die itself fractures, transferring raised lines or lumps onto the coin's surface. A standard dime has smooth fields. An error with major die breaks may show heavy raised lines across Roosevelt's face or the reverse design. While minor cracks are common and inexpensive, large, dramatic breaks are much rarer. Certified examples of major die break errors on modern dimes have brought prices in the upper five-figure range when appeal is strong. The highest values usually appear when multiple errors combine on a single coin. Imagine a 2007 P dime that is both off-center and double-struck, or one that shows a strike-through along with a broad strike. These compound errors are extremely uncommon because several malfunctions must occur in sequence. One such complex error coin, displaying both a strong misalignment and clear doubling, became the highlight of a specialized auction and climbed to approximately $124,650, placing it among the most valuable modern Roosevelt dime errors recorded. Comparing these numbers to a normal coin shows the massive gap. A regular 2007 P dime might be worth 10 cents in circulation, perhaps $1 or $2 in mint state. An error version, properly authenticated, can leap into the tens of thousands. The difference is not age, metal content, or design change. It is the rarity of the minting mistake and the visual impact it creates. Authentication is crucial in this market. Professional grading services verify that the irregularities occurred at the mint and not through damage after circulation. Certified pieces inspire confidence, which drives bidding wars at auction. Without certification, even a real error might struggle to reach top prices. Stories of valuable errors often start with everyday change. Collectors have found rare dimes in bank rolls, inherited collections, and even pocket change. The thrill lies in the possibility that an ordinary-looking coin could hide an extraordinary flaw. When that flaw is genuine, dramatic, and well-preserved, the market can respond with prices from $45,450 up to $124,650, transforming a simple 2007 Roosevelt dime into a modern numismatic treasure.